Hello students, this video is to show you how to customize a title block to make it usable for whatever you'd want to use it for. We're going to add our own logo and take the default title block that's there and pretty much just completely edit it and start over. So to begin with, I'm going to go up here to the File menu and go down to where it says New Drawing Template. And when I click on New Drawing Template, it brings up this little dialog box here. I'm going to start from scratch. I want it to be the ASME template, and since we're in the United States of America, we're going to do our work in inches. And for the sheet size, I'm going to select A, 11 inches by 8.5 inches, which puts it in landscape mode, and then just hit OK. And what we're going to get is the basic block default title block. For my purposes in the class, this is, I'm just going to press the escape button so that random part's not there. But this takes up way too much room for all the stuff that they have here. And I'm just going to start from scratch and kind of do my own thing. So if I highlight this and left click, it turns it blue. And then right click, you get the spot to edit title block. So one more time, I did left click to turn it blue, right click, and now I'm going to go down to edit title block. It's going to open up a little menu here, and this is the original that I'm using, and I'm just going to call it sample title block for PLTW, and then hit OK. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, and you can see that this is the default, this is the border for the title block. You can turn that on and off. I would say that you should leave it on so that when you're putting things on your sheet, you don't accidentally go off of the sheet ever. But for just a moment, I'm going to turn it off so that I can start up here, and I'm just going to highlight everything that's here and press delete. Because all of that was there is pretty much garbage, and I don't want to use it. I'm going to put the border back on. And then instead of having this big huge box on it, I'm just going to take up the very bottom of the page with what I'm going to put into my title block. The first thing I'm going to put is a custom logo. So I found this before we started. I went and I took a picture of our logo for our school, and I'm going to go here to Insert, Image, and it's right there. It's called, mine is called Capture, and I'm just going to place it down in the lower corner there, and there's the logo for our school. Right now, not a big fan of exactly where it is because it's kind of covering up the borders, so I can just customize that a little bit, move it in, and move it up just a hair. There we go. And then just a little bit too big for my taste. So I'm going to scale it down. Yeah, that looks pretty good right about there. Just so that it's only taking up the very bottom of the page, maybe scale it down one more. See if we can't get it in those boxes there. So that seems pretty good. I'm going to take a little bit more time just to reposition it a little bit more carefully, so I'm going to pause my video. And I got it right down here in the corner where I can still see my border and I can still see everything I want to see. I'm just going to hit OK, and then that image is in there. It's actually a little bit difficult to modify it now that it's kind of stuck in there. The next thing I'm going to do is put some lines in. So right above where that image came in, I'm just going to draw a line there, going straight across, all the way over to the other side. There we go. And I'm also going to outline the border at the bottom as well. So I'm going to put another line down here, going all the way across. Oops, did not go. There we go. And I'm going to draw a line down here. And I'm going to draw a line in here. And then just for the fun of it, I'm going to find the midpoint and draw a line straight through there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So the next thing I want to do is I want to go up to where this tag says attribute. This is where you can get the program to pull some things in automatically that's stored in the program, like such as the designer of the file, when it was drawn, and those kinds of things. So if I click on the tag, and then just somewhere in here I'm just going to click to drop it, I get the attribute dialog box, And the first one is drawn by, which is perfect. I mean, I'm just going to keep that one there, and I'm just going to click anywhere on the screen outside here. And when I do that, that becomes a thing. So now when I put a part on here, whoever designed that part in the program, it's going to automatically pull their name in. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it so it's kind of down here in the box, and position it so it's in a decent place. Wherever I put it, I'm going to just make sure that I kind of duplicate that for the other ones. So sometimes it's best to like find the corner and then go like up one and over one type of a thing. And then it's going to put drawn by in there. I'm going to get another attribute, so I'm going to click attribute, click on the thing, and instead of drawn by this time, I'm going to choose the drawn date. And then once I choose drawn date, just click anywhere on the screen and the drawn date that's in. If I click those words, I can now move those down in here. So like maybe up one and over one kind of a thing from a line or something. I'm just going to kind of position them now, and I'll reposition them in just a second. Another attribute that I like to add, click. Whoops, didn't mean to do that one, so I'm going to highlight it and delete it. Attribute, click, is the drawing scale. Click anywhere on the screen once you have that, and then the scale comes in. I'm going to put that somewhere over here in my dialog box. Another attribute, click, is the project name. Click. So we'll put that right down. I might actually put that underneath where it says the drawn date, and kind of make them so that they line up there. And then the last attribute that I'm going to put in, click, is the title. The project is going to be your overall main project, and the title is the actual title of the specific part. So now that I have these down here, and I am going to maybe put that one over there. So I'm going to kind of try to zoom in a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put it right on the corner and then go up one and over one. That way it's lined up with that. Sometimes those names can be pretty long. So I'm going to go back and get my line and put a line in right here. And now that I've done that, I'll go here and start right from, I'm going to undo that. Click here. And I'm going to start right from my corner again. And go up one, over one. So that kind of positions them all the same spot in the box. I'm going to grab my title, and I'm going to start my title from that corner right there and go up one, over one. So that way it puts it in the same spot as the drawing date. And then lastly, where it's going to pull in the scale here, I'm going to draw another line in right there. And then you could add any words that you want to add down here in this last box. I'm going to click text, and I'm going to write MFHS in all capital letters. Click anywhere, click on the words, and I'm going to try to position those so that they're very similar in the box to where the other things are. So that'll look a little bit nicer. Now that I see how this is laid out, I'm going to move the drawn date and the title one over a little bit. That just gives a little more room for my name and project. And then for the most part, I'm done. I'm going to pause this video while I do that. So I'm pretty satisfied with how this looks. At this point, I'm just going to click Finish Title Block and go up here and save it. So right now, I think I called it Sample Title Block Project Lead the Way, and I saved it in that folder, which is the one that I created earlier in an earlier lesson. So if I actually have a part now, I'm going to just close this all together, and it just so happens I do have a part that I made previously that I'm going to open from my Project Lead the Way file. I'm just going to open up this pair cam so that I have it. If I wanted to put the pair cam onto that sheet now, what I would do is I would go up to File, go down to a new drawing, and it's going to be from my design, which is the design that you see on the screen. And then that opens up a dialog box. It's going to be a new drawing, but the template that I'm going to use is my sample title block Project Lead the Way. So I actually made a couple of them here. There's my sample title block for Project Lead the Way. When I hit OK, you will notice that a lot of the things down in the title block got populated automatically. For example, the create date is 11/18/2020. The name of the part is a pair cam. The folder it's in is admin project. It doesn't have a scale in there, so apparently my scale for the part wasn't specified. I'm going to do that right now. So there's my base part, and once you put the base part in, this is the best view. This is what's called the front view of that part. If I right click, I can project views. So now that I've done that, I can drag, this is the right view, and click to put it in place. I can go up above, and this would be the top view, and I can click to put it in place. I can go up over here, and this would be an isometric view, and I can click to put it in place. Since the scale was chosen when I placed this part, it put the scale in there now automatically. If I double click, I could change that scale to something if I wanted to. Like right now the scale is 1:2, but I could change it to 1:1. That's almost too big for this part. On the screen, I could change it to 1:4. That's almost too small for this part, so maybe 1:2 is the best choice that I had. And we could dimension it, and we could do other things, but this is the basics of just putting a part onto the screen. By the way, if I wanted to, I could have it shaded. And if you shade the parent part, then all of the other ones become shaded as well. If I change, so anything I change on this one changes all of them. But for example, maybe I don't want this one shaded. So I could just click on, let me close this first. I could just click on this one and I can change only the parameters of that one if I want. That won't change all of the others. But if I do change my parent, the first one that I put, it changes everything else. So if you want this to be different, you would have to go through and edit all of these independently. Typically, this one's shaded and the other ones are hidden line. So typically that's the shaded one, and then all of the others are your hidden line like this with edges.